Hello and welcome to QA. In this series of videos, we are going to learn how to render a photorealistic image with Vray. So this is going to be our scene that we are going to render. So as you can see, there are some high poly meshes, and for me, obviously, it's always like model is everything. So the more detailed the model, the more detailed your image will look like. So don't try to use normal maps or something like that because they are made for games, and for architectural visualization purpose try to use the more detailed meshes only. So what should be our first step to getting start with V-Ray? So we will just move out of the scene and select all the objects and right click, assign new material, and we are going to assign a V-Ray material to this scene. So assign a V-Ray material. Let's name it test mat. So this is going to be the name of our material. Oh, it's rest mat, not rest, test. Yep. So we will leaving it to default gray. Then the next step will be adding a camera so that we can render through it and see our scene regularly with that position. So go to create camera, and in normal camera, not camera aim or not camera aim. So normal camera, I'm going to look through that camera. So with camera selected, panel look through selected, and let's set our stage or set our camera so that we can see through it and render it. And let's switch on our resolution gears. Why I have set my stage like this? Because on the left of the scene there is empty space, on the right of the scene there is empty space. So I want my customers or anyone who is going to see this image to be focused on the objects in the bedroom, not on the empty spaces. So this is going to be our camera. Let's go to channel box and select all the channels, right click and lock all the channels because I don't want them to move while I'm working. So my camera will be fixed. Then go to attribute editor, attributes, you will find a V-Ray there. So on V-Ray you will find physical camera. So switch this on. You will see there are no changes over here, but if you go all the way down you will see extra V-Ray attributes here. If you click it, you will find treat this camera as V-Ray physical camera. So switch this on because we are going to use this option in future. So our camera is now physical camera. For the users of 3ds Max, this can be directly applied to the scene by taking V-Ray physical camera. So next we will go to our settings and change some settings here. For now, this is my software, we are going to use V-Ray for our renderer. So V-Ray, and what are the settings we have to change first so that we can move on with our scene. So our render camera is going to be camera 1. So we will change renderable camera to camera 1. For test purpose now, we are going to use presets of HD540, and I think everything else will be default here. Then we will go to V-Ray tab and then global options. We are going to switch off displacements as we are not going to use any displacement map in our scene. If you have any kind of displacement map you are going to use in your scene, so you can have this switched on. For now I don't have it, so I switched it off. Then we are going to go global options, advanced, and we will switch off default lights. By default, V-Ray has 3-point lighting system to illuminate objects and scenes. So I don't want these lights to interfere with my lighting setup, so I always switch default lights off. And I think that should be it. No more options required to change here. GI will be switched off for now, but we will use this later on. For the settings section, in default displacement and subdivisions, switch this maximum subdivision value from 256 to 100 because 256 is a very higher value and can affect your render times very much. And at last, the render elements, we are going to use sample rate because this pass will actually tell us about noise, artifacts, patches which are going to happen in the scene. So let's add that. Let's see our first render, and what it shows to us, what sample it actually shows to us. So this is going to be like this. Sorry, for RGB color, you can see that our scene is completely black because we don't have any default lights in our scene. In the sample rate section, you can see that there are some red lines. These are caused due to anti-aliasing. These are artifacts of anti-aliasing. So in future, if we increase maximum subdivision value, these artifacts will be gone. So let us see. If I increase this value to 10, you can see these red lines will actually convert to some green lines. Yep, you can see some yellowish green lines. So if we increase this value much more, these will be turned to green. That can actually say that yeah, it is good. So I am going back to default value, and in the next video we will see about the options of Vray physical camera and know how they can help us in getting a beautiful scene. So meet you in the next video.